the dissecting of Kawhi Leonard. I've seen a lot of videos of people talking about Kawhi Leonard and he's a disgrace, and I agree. He's a scam. Kawhi Leonard has been a scam for a long time. I'm not saying Kawhi Leonard ain't good. We need to get out of these emotions, out of these woke movements and these emotions, because it's keeping people from realizing what the real is. And that is why this movement came out. So because it's to keep you because a lot of men have man crushes, and they like a guy for whatever reason when they watch him play. But when you look at forget analytics, and you like the guy, all that stuff, and use your senses, like your eyes, use your eyes and use your common sense. Can try to use that. Forget all the emotions of how you attach to the guy. Now, Kawhi Leonard, when he first came in the league, and I'm going to say, this is why I'm telling you, Kawhi Leonard is the best sixth man ever. The best sixth man ever. This is why I'm going to tell you why. When Kawhi Leonard first came in the league, he's a Vinnie Johnson and a Scottie Pippen mixture. It's hybrid. But when Kawhi Leonard first came in the league, who did he come in the league with? I'm just trying to get people to remember, because I'm tired of people just not remembering. Kawhi Leonard came in the league, he was with what? The San Antonio Spurs. And who was on the San Antonio Spurs? Tim Duncan. Come on now. Tim Duncan. Come on now. Tim Duncan, Ginobili, and Tony Parker. All three are Hall of Famers. Now, if you put a guy like that on a team with three players and don't nobody really know who this guy is, yeah, he gonna shine. He gonna do the Iguodala shit, the sixth man of the year, the shock in the MVP finals. Yeah, he gonna do that because nobody is expecting that. They too busy looking at Curry, Draymond, and goddamn Thompson. Too busy closing out on them. They ain't think about no goddamn Iguodala. That's why he was wide open to hit the fucking three all the damn time. Do you understand that's the same thing Kawhi Leonard did? But except he was on the Spurs, and he was always on a ready-made team. Do you understand this? This is what people got to start. Go back and see this. Don't care about how he looked when he played and all this. You man-crushing it right now. I'm talking about how this motherfucker got there. This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this. So then, I remember Kawhi Leonard for closing out late on Ray Allen for the three in the corner. That's what I remember. Closing out late for Ray Allen, three on the corner, and nobody knew who he was then. Wasn't nobody talking about no Kawhi Leonard when the Spurs played the goddamn Miami Heat the first time. Wasn't nobody even talking about him. What was they saying about him? What? Okay, he was still on the team. He was on the team then. He closed out late on Ray Allen, fucking hit that shot. He was running out there late. Ray Allen hit that shit right in his face. Bam. Miami Heat wins the series, you know. But anyway, he's on the team. The next year, he goes back and play against Miami. They're not expecting him to do nothing because he didn't do nothing the year before. Wasn't nobody looking for no Kawhi Leonard. He was just there in the finals the year before. Nobody's even seen no one. He did nothing. All of a sudden, they decided, hey, we're going to put Kawhi Leonard in the spotlight because, look, we noticing this is Popovich. Because not only are you playing against Tim Duncan, not only do you have Tim Duncan, Ginobili, and Tony Parker, but you got Popovich as the coach. So you playing against all of them and him, okay? And then you got him as the coach, and then he's your coach, and you on the team with all these other guys, and then you win the MVP, you win the champ. Of course, because nobody knew Kawhi Leonard was going to do that. This is the whole point. They was too busy worrying about Duncan, Ginobili, and all of them. Wasn't nobody even thinking about him. That's why he was able to go the fuck off against the damn Miami Heat. They didn't prepare for him well. It just didn't. Now, he's a good ball player. Yes, we can agree. That's why he's in the NBA. There's a lot of players that don't get minutes that's probably good if we seen them play, but we don't know that because they don't get no fucking minutes. So we don't know that. But anyway, go back to how he just milked the whole thing. Him and his agent and all these other motherfuckers milked it. He showed off in the playoffs and won MVP, just like Iguodala showed off in the playoffs and won MVP the year after that. Okay, did anybody say, let's make Iguodala the franchise player of the goddamn team? Nobody said that. Why? Because Steph Curry and all of them was still young. Tim Duncan and them was getting a little older, so they want to go ahead and make Kawhi Leonard that part. Nobody said that he wasn't good, but what I'm saying, he's just, his body and his mind is not starter material. It's just not. And people need to stop looking at little shit he accomplished by being on teams with other people. He's a Vinnie Johnson. He's a good six man. A guy that come off the bench and snaps and then go sit back down because he's not no starter. This is what he was always anyway. He was a good off the bench dude. He came in a series and showed off, and they just made him the starter. They ain't never make Iguodala the starter. Okay, he showed off in the MVP in the finals too. He won MVP too in the finals, just like Witt, and he was on Golden State. So why come they didn't make Iguodala the motherfucking man? Because they knew that he was a good six man. They knew that. They knew that he's a good six man. So now, fast forward, we go to Kawhi Leonard, and then he go to the Toronto Raptors. He didn't even play with the Spurs. He just sat out all the fucking time, just like he doing with the Clippers. And then he go to the Toronto Raptors. Now, who are the Toronto Raptors? Toronto Raptors went to the fucking Eastern Conference Finals. How many times before he got there? They went to the semifinals. How many times before he got there? What I'm trying to say is the Toronto Raptors were already good, and all they needed was somebody like him. They didn't need him to play all the time. They just needed somebody like him sometime, like a good six man. To come in the game, spark it all up, and then the rest of the players get sparked and they just start playing. Just like when he played against the goddamn Golden State Warriors, when he got that gimme title, when they gave it to him, okay? Because Durant got hurt, Klay Thompson got hurt, that was it. Curry wasn't at 100%. So who was you playing against? You had a full, healthy team, and you still didn't show off. Who was the motherfucking stars of that team? Lowry, Van Fleet, and Siakam. They showed their ass. If you didn't have them three, and they already had been there, except for Siakam, they already had been there going to the semifinals and going to the Eastern Conference Finals before he got there. So they was just one step away. He get there, and then they play against a hobbled Golden State Warrior team, and then he didn't even show off on most of them games. It was Van Fleet. Just look at the series of Van Fleet, Lowry, and Siakam. And even motherfucking Gasol. Gasol even went off. Mark Gasol. I'm just saying, if you watch that series, it was everybody going off except he wasn't doing nothing. And everybody say, "Oh yeah, we was zeroing in on him, and that he couldn't do nothing." But what about Kobe? You zeroing in on Kobe Bryant. See, y'all put this guy way up in the air. And then when he go to the Clippers and do y'all in and you get bad, then you go say, well, Kawhi Leonard, I still like him. Kawhi Leonard, because you a man crushing like him, motherfucker. You not a person that look at how he got there. And you got to use your eyes. You can't use no analytics. Use your eyes and your common sense. He scammed his way through it. Starting with the Spurs. And he didn't want to do nothing else with them because he knew he wasn't finna win shit because Tim Duncan was finna get out of there. Tony Parker was finna be gone, and Ginobili was out of there. So he knew. And the best of their years was played when we won this last title. I need to get on a team that got people that's already ready-made. Because once Tim Duncan and all of them gone, what am I going to do on the Spurs and they ain't got nobody? I'm just going to run my body down to the drain and I ain't going to win no title. So what he do? I want to go to run the Raptors because they already look at how they was already there already. And so this is all what I'm saying. He go to the Clippers and they didn't have nobody. He said, I ain't going to play unless I play with Paul George. But you the great Kawhi Leonard. That everybody see one thing about this. People talk about LeBron James and they don't like him. There's a lot of reasons why a lot of people don't like him. But I'm going to say one thing that he did do that people just forget about. And then they give Kawhi Leonard all these props. LeBron came in the year in 2003. He ended up in the finals in 2007. That's only 4 years. He was only 18 when he came in the league. So that means he was just 22. And he went to the finals with nobody on the team. Nobody on the team. And you got the nerve to compare this dude to that. You can't do that. He went to the finals in nobody on this team. Do you understand how hard that shit could be? To go to a finals and nobody on the team they ain't shit. You the only motherfucker. Do you understand they good, but you the only motherfucker. You go all the way to the finals. And guess who he played against in the finals? Let's just guess who he played against in the finals. He played against Tim Duncan, Ginobili, and Tony Parker. And guess what? They swept him. Because the Spurs wasn't no fucking joke. And then you send Kawhi Leonard to the Spurs with Tim Duncan, Ginobili, and Tony Parker. And then all of a sudden, Kawhi Leonard. And you see he ain't doing nothing now. So you understand what I'm saying? The scam is real. So fuck your man crushes, because that's exactly what that is. And then until you see what I'm saying, you gotta see what I'm saying, yo. You don't want to see what I'm saying because you like him, and that's kind of weird. You like him, like you like him. All right, that's Kawhi Leonard take. That's my Kawhi Leonard take.